Hello everyone, in this video we are discussing paper 4 that requires a different style of writing from that of paper 3. In paper 4 you are now being asked to discuss two given topics which in turn are quite different from each other. Make sure that you adopt discursive style of writing here. What is discursive style of writing? Let me tell you briefly. Discursive style maintains a neutral and unbiased tone throughout the text. In this style, the writer explores multiple perspectives, weighs different arguments, and analyzes various viewpoints before arriving at a conclusion or providing an overall assessment. For section A, make sure you know about some of the varieties of English spoken around the world. These might be English, Singlish, Spanglish, or many more that have arisen in the relatively recent past. They're also known as hybrids. In the context of language, hybrid can refer to a word, phrase, or sentence that combines elements from two or more languages or language varieties. This mixing of linguistic elements can result in a new hybrid language or dialect. For example, Spanglish is a hybrid language that combines elements of Spanish and English, often resulting in code switching between the two languages within a single sentence or phrase. Similarly, Chinglish is a hybrid language that combines elements of Chinese and English. You must remember that hybridization can also occur within a single language, such as in the case of Creoles and Pidgins, which are formed when two or more languages come into contact and combine to create a new simplified language with its own unique grammar and vocabulary. So that you are fully confident about the ethical considerations of English in the world, find articles from the internet and newspaper which give reports on the topic. Such reports may contain information about cultural imperialism, equality of opportunity, or global cooperation. Here, let me explain what is cultural imperialism. Cultural imperialism in language refers to the domination of one language and culture over another through political, economic, or cultural power. It can manifest in various ways in language. For example, it can occur through the imposition of a dominant language as the official language in a country, the use of one language as a language of international trade, or the spread of media and entertainment produced by a dominant culture that results in the adoption of that culture's language and values by others. This can have a number of negative effects on minority languages and cultures. It can lead to the loss of linguistic and cultural diversity, the marginalization of minority communities, and the erosion of local cultural traditions. It can also result in the spread of stereotypes and cultural biases, as well as a loss of linguistic and cultural heritage. Make sure you have knowledge and understanding of the ways that English in the world has developed due to colonialism or technological developments over time. Let me explain briefly. During the era of colonialism, English was spread to various parts of the world through British colonial expansion. English became the official language in many colonies, including India, parts of Africa, and Southeast Asia. As a result, English was adopted as a second language by many people in these regions, and it gradually gained prominence as a means of communication between different linguistic and ethnic groups. Furthermore, the spread of English was also facilitated by technological advancements in transportation and communication. As travel and trade between countries became easier, the need for a common language for international communication grew. English became the language of international trade, diplomacy, and scientific research. The rise of internet and digital communication further accelerated the spread of English, making it a dominant language in online communication, media, and entertainment. However, it's important to note that the development of English as a global language has not been without controversy. Critics argue that the spread of English has contributed to the loss of linguistic and cultural diversity, particularly in regions where it has displaced local languages. They also argue that it perpetuates a form of linguistic and cultural imperialism, where English-speaking countries and cultures are seen as superior to others. Be clear about which theories and theorists are relevant to the topic, making sure you can spell all names accurately. It's not enough just to mention names in your paper. The examiner will be looking for short explanations which support the points you are making. That way you will show that you are applying theories confidently. Here are a few influential theorists. First one is Raj Kachru, who is known for his three-circle model of world Englishes, which categorizes English-speaking countries and regions into three circles based on the historical and socio-linguistic factors that have influenced the spread and development of English. Second is Robert Philipson, whose work focuses on the political and economic implications of English as a global language. He argues that the spread of English is driven by linguistic imperialism and perpetuates a form of cultural domination by English-speaking countries. Then comes David Crystal, who is a linguist. He has written extensively on the history and development of English language, as well as its current role as a global language. He has also written about the socio-linguistic factors that contribute to the development of different varieties of English. There are many such names that you can quote in your response. Finally, make sure you have in-depth knowledge about language and social identity so that you can write fluently in section B about speech communities, prestige, idiolect, dialect, sociolect, genderlect, variation, standard and non-standard features, inclusion and exclusion, speech sounds and accents. These are the features of our speech that make up our identity. Some of these we use on purpose because we have learned to do so. Some of them come naturally to us. Try to identify these features in yourself and others around you. Now you're all set for your exam. All the best from my side.